One of my favorite elements of the cigar evaluation process is the pre-smoke. Now, this is the period before you've lit the cigar, when you're evaluating those things that one can perceive prior to lighting the cigar. So I like to start off with the scent of the cigar. And so I first start by smelling the wrapper. In this case, it has quite a leathery smell. I won't go into detail on this particular cigar, but when filling out your evaluation form, you should note anything that you can perceive through the nose as you smell the cigar. Now, the foot of the cigar, this end, the end that you light, will smell markedly different from the wrapper of the cigar, and so it's also useful to smell that part of the cigar as well and make any notes about what you smell. In this case, the scent is that of sort of field grass and perhaps sort of light dried grasses, things like that. When you're writing these things down, it's useful to be as detailed as possible, because only when you get to the end of the cigar and it's time to give your final evaluation will you realize how important it was that you wrote these things down, because after smoking the cigar it can be difficult to recall these sorts of details. So make sure to take your time and write those things down. The next thing I like to write down is I like to observe the wrapper of the cigar. In this case, this wrapper has a dark chocolate color. It's not a smooth colored. There are lighter and darker spots to it, slightly rustic, and it has quite a shine to it. I don't know if you can tell that through the camera. So these are all things that I would mark down in the color and wrapper section. And the next thing I like to do is feel the cigar. And it's useful to just sort of run your fingers and thumb up and down the cigar to feel. In this case, it's quite a firm cigar with just a little bit of give. Again, make this note on your sheet. The next thing to do is to clip the end of the cigar, to remove the cap, and to place the cigar to your lips. Now, there are two things that you can perceive when you place the cigar to your lips. The first is how easy or difficult the draw is. That's how easily the smoke flows through the cigar. In this case, I would say that the draw is deliberate, because you need to exert a little bit of effort, but it's not painful. In no way are you straining your muscles in order to pull the smoke through the cigar. The other thing that you can perceive before the cigar is lit is that sometimes there will be a taste which you can perceive on your tongue or on your lips. In this case, there's a slightly spicy taste that I can perceive on my tongue, but not on my lips. On the lips there's really very little. It's a little bit slippery, the wrapper, once it's moistened. Once you've made these notes, you've completed the pre-smoke portion of the cigar test, and it's time to light up your cigar.